Hello, everyone. Welcome to Unboxed God, where we detox from religion and discover the God who refuses to fit inside the boxes we were given. I'm Tolu Sarah Jensen, and here we explore who God really is beyond fear, beyond formulas, and beyond everything we were taught to perform. If you're hungry for a real relationship with Him, you are in the right place. Let's dive in. Wow. On book 4 of Living Religion into Relationship with God. This is book 4, The Father Religion Hid from Me. And now we're on chapter 3, The God Who Speaks with Tenderness. How to recognize the voice that heals and silence the voice that harms. Do you know what became quickly apparent to me? Was that this God is filled with tenderness, with love, that a lot of times I find it difficult to be able to communicate it even through my books. I always feel I do a disjustice to God in the books I write, because it's very difficult for you to be able to express His passion, His love. And that's why most recent interview conversations that we have, we call the playlist fireplace conversation, something like that. The volume 8, when I corrected the volume 8 and transcribed it, I try to insert God's emotions into those responses. And when you look at that book, the emotion makes it more relatable, because they're not just words in a book, but you can understand what God was going through and how expressive He was and how emotive He was in the way He speaks. And it's this emotion that a lot of us can't tap into when you're reading through the letters of the Bible, that it's only Holy Spirit that can reveal those emotions to you. And for you to know that majority of the time, Papa speaks with tenderness and love. If you are able to watch all the videos that we've recorded with Him, you could see the real Him coming through Matthew's voice, who is a vessel that carries His voice. And it's really sad that a lot of us battle a negative voice inside us, usually the voice of religion. And we all carry these voices around. One voice is healing to you, which that has been the conversation I've experienced with Papa. His voice has been healing to me. It has healed a lot of hurt, a lot of pain that I've gone through. And the other voice hurts you, which is religion, which is Satan, of course, which is your old belief that you believe about God. One voice draws you close, another one pushes you away. And one voice says you're mine, and the other says prove it. Religion taught us to assume the harsh voice was God's voice. But Jesus revealed the truth. He says, when God speaks, you feel more loved, not more afraid. Yes, His voice never contradicts His nature. If the voice you hear creates panic, shame, pressure, anxiety, hopelessness, that is not God. I'm telling you today. If you ever feel panic, shame, you go to church, they finish the message, or you listen to a preacher, whether physically or remotely, and you start feeling shame, pressure, anxiety, I can tell you today, that is not God. That's religion impersonating God. His voice is so gentle and never forceful. It does not yell to be obeyed. It's never yelled to me in these conversations. Even when he's angry, that you could hear in his voice that he's angry, it still speaks very calmly. He whispers to be trusted. And religion uses fear to control our behavior. Whereas all of these conversations as I have with him, he keeps using his tenderness to shape my heart. And my heart has been shaped. It's like the old heart I possess has been thrown away, and my heart has been replaced with this beautiful, empathetic, loving, kind, honest heart. And his voice sounds like calm peace, warm reassurance, steady encouragement, gentle conviction that feels like safety. It draws, not drives. And the tone of God versus the tone of religion. You know, religion will say you feel unworthy, but Papa says you feel loved. That's what he says. When he said, Tolu, I keep wanting to love you, but you keep pushing me away. Why? He said, because I felt unworthy to receive your love. And he's saying, I love you. Accept me. Receive my love. And he's saying that to you now. He's frustrated. I love you. Let me show you my love. Stop feeling unworthy. When it's near you, you feel hope. That's what I feel. In every situation I pass across, when I want to feel sad, when I want to give up, I feel his hope right next to me. When you feel defeated, it's not him, it's religion. You feel invited. When it's God's voice, you will feel it. He's inviting you. You don't feel forced. He has never forced me. In this journey, everything I do it out of love. I feel drawn to him. Religion made me to think I had to hide. I feel seen with him. Extremely seen. He sees everything about me. What God do you tell that, Papa? I love when you communicate with illustrations, with analogy. It speaks so much better with me. Then he changed his style of conversation. All through that he started using analogy that I've got so many analogies I can't remember them anymore. I need to have a book where I just call it the analogies of God. All of the analogies he's told me. That would be lovely if we can just have a collection of them. And he started speaking to me in that way. And what did that make me say? What did that make me feel? I felt seen. And after he responds to my question, he will say, Tolu, do you understand it? Did I say it the way you want to receive? What, God? I am just your servant. Say it however way you want to say. That was what was my mind was thinking. It never made me feel exposed or ashamed. That's what religion will make you feel. It made me feel seen. It made me feel peace, not pressure that religion gives. It made me feel known, not judged, right? Religion will make me feel. And it made me feel held. He held me. He's holding me every day of my life. I never feel abandoned any longer. It is not the volume of the voice that reveals its source. It is the fruit. Yes, it's the fruit. God's voice always produces fruit that tastes like Jesus, that tastes like love. And what are those fruit? Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, self-control. The list goes on. And if the voice does not lead you to love, to joy, to peace, It is not God. And is overwhelmingly tender. It gives you that conviction that is so tender, and it's not condemnation. What I've received all my life in church is condemnation. God does convict because love tells the truth. And those convictions has been so invitational to me. It just keeps me being attracted to him, because he doesn't condemn me, because condemnation is accusational, and that's what I've experienced for most of my life in religion. Condemnation says you are the problem, but conviction keeps saying that thing is hurting you, let me free you. And that was what Papa was telling me. Let me love you too. Allow me him to love you. One keeps attacking the person, the other heals the heart. And this last 2 years has been a journey of healing for me. I've cried, I've laughed, I've experienced peace. It's a combination of expression. And that divine conviction just feels like sudden clarity, tears with relief, courage to change, hope for freedom, the strength to go out of the way to do anything he asks me to do for him. And I just lose who I am. And I just took on this identity that I'm supposed to be in the first place. So I removed all the identity that religion gave me. And I took on the identity of God, which says I am loved. I am his. What happens in my life does not define me. I read something. The person said, God works better with a broken vessel. Yes! I am a broken vessel. But he has been able to use my brokenness to repair other people's lives, to touch other people. If there's no brokenness in you, what has God got to use to touch other lives? Joyce Meyer's life has touched me in an incredible way. A woman that had to go through that level of pain, but has been a source of encouragement and joy to other people. So, if correction doesn't leave room for transformation, it is not God. And Jesus is the sound of God's voice. When Jesus spoke, children ran to him. Sinners invited him to dinner. The guilty found refuge. The oppressed found relief. The broken found belonging. His voice restored dignity. His voice defended the weak. His voice uplifted the shamed. His voice liberated the oppressed. His tenderness wasn't weakness. It was only strength that heals. And the Father said, my voice heals. Religion's voice harms. Stop harming yourself. Open up your heart so that you can hear the tender voice of him. It comes calmly. It loves fiercely. And something God speaks only through sermons, prophet, scriptures, circumstances. But the Father speaks in ways that feel like intuition, sudden peace, a gentle nudge, a touch that brings comfort, laughter rising from nowhere, a quiet I'm here in the storm. It talks like a friend. It whispers like a lover. It guides like a father. His tenderness is his language. Yes. And trying to hear God's voice in religion, you cannot. Trying to hear God's voice in religion is like trying to tune into a quiet radio channel. while a drill is screaming beside your car? Will you be able to hear what God is saying? No. Religion is the noise. It dumbs down God's voice. And the moment that religion keeps rising in you, it will keep pressing down the voice of God. And you will not be able to hear him because your heart has been consumed by the lies that religion has told you over the years. And the harsh noise demands attention, but the truth is in the whisper. And God is not loud because he doesn't need to be. He's close. He's not. He whispers gently to my soul. This morning, I woke up very early and I was just speaking to him. And I was so filled with joy because I know he's speaking to me. And his voice is so calming. And how will the Father, who is a shepherd, how will the shepherd shame the wounded? You're already wounded, you're already hurting, and God knows. And he's just there to just calm your heart. And his love always wins. When you hear condemnation from now on, it is not Papa. He has never condemned me once. He never condemns. He helps you to understand him so you can get to a stage that you're so vulnerable with him that you can open up. And now when I'm conversing with him, it's like I'm conversing with my best friend. And that is available for you as well. You can tap into that priceless voice that's comforted me, that's turned me into this gentle soul, into this loving soul, into this soul that will go out of his way to do things that he doesn't like to do. But because the gentle voice of the shepherd keeps nudging him, he just follows the voice and listens and abides. No wonder Jesus said, abide in me. Start abiding in him. Start connecting to his voice. Let his voice be intertwined into your life and let him be the voice of reasoning from this day onward. And Father is whispering, my child, my voice will never shame you into obedience. It will love you into transformation. I do not push you with fear. I draw you with affection. I am the calm voice inside your storm, the soft warmth inside your sorrow, the gentle truth inside your confusion. So when you hear tenderness, you are hearing me. That's what Papa is saying. With love, Papa. So this changes how you relate to him henceforth. From now on, when fear speaks, reject it. When shame speaks, silence it. When pressure speaks, step away. And when tenderness speaks, lean in. You now know his voice. You now know his heart. And you now know he is safe. And you can be safe with him. See you in the next chapter. God bless.